We got hards on. We're going to the end.
I'm a believer. You know, what did it take the God, this testing my knowledge. Was it Jerusalem they're in, or was it somewhere else? But what did it take him to believe he was son of God? Water into wine. You can't walk. Now you can. Um, Loaf of bread and some fish. I'm gonna feed thousands. For me, it took Lewis Hamilton standing there, you know, dressed to the nines, outside the gaff with the car, in the jumpsuit. He's got the yellow helmet. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm a believer, mate. I think I'm a Patreon. What are they called? I think I'm a follower of Christ, aka Hamilton. That might be blasphemous to call him that, but you know, I don't know, man. Like, I'll be honest. When the Hamilton news dropped, it was kind of like, that's big news. That's kind of crazy. He's left Mercedes. I thought he would die there. You know, I thought he would retire there, type thing. It was big news, sure. It was doing the numbies, but me personally was like, yes, it's big, yeah. But now seeing it happen, I'm like, oh my god! Like, I'm realizing it would have been a travesty if this didn't occur. Like Lewis Hamilton in red kind of feels like the way it's always meant to have been. It's kind of like we've been eating like, you know, a bit of spag bolognese for my uncultured lot, a bit of bolognese, a bit of bolognese, right? And this whole time we've been using ketchup as the sauce, you know? And then all of a sudden, someone walked in and said, don't use that, use this. And they showed you, I don't know what your favorite pasta type is. If you like a carbonara, if you like a pasta bake, you know, you're like me, bland and basic. If you like, I'm exposing myself as not being a foodie because I don't know actual sauces, but someone walks in with a jar of Dolmio and says, chuck that on, try that out for size. You're like, this is how it's meant to be. You know, it's like you're eating spaghetti and meatballs, but the whole time prior, you're having spaghetti and um, it's like you were having cereal your whole life, and you were using. This is the best one ever. It's like having cereal your whole life, but you've been using water. You know, and yes, I pronounce it water. We're going to accept that, and we're going to move on. Right? Okay. So it's like having a bowl of cereal, and this is how it's been since cereal was invented. Right? We're 3 minutes in. I know. I know. A bowl of cereal and water. Better. And then someone walks through, a cow maybe, and says, "Try some of my milk in there." And you try it, and you go, "How have we not been doing this the whole time?" That was a long-winded way of saying, "How the hell? Why have we?" I know we won seven. Was it seven or five or six or a lot? Like, how did we accept that? Oh, Hamilton, Mercedes, they're a match made in heaven. This is how it is. This is how it should be. This is how it should always be. And we didn't realize what we really could be having. And now we're seeing him in Ferrari. He's not even. We've not gone to test. I know he crashed already and like behind doors testing or whatever, but we've not done anything yet. And already it's just like, oh my god, this is what it's meant to be. Like Hamilton Ferrari just feels so. It is because Ferrari is so like prestigious, and it's like, you know, it's a Ferrari. You know, they're not making films about Toto Wolff. He's not. He didn't invent Mercedes, but you know what I mean. Then you don't really see. What I'm trying to say is Ford versus Ferrari. That's a film that I know exists. Ferrari. That's another film. Adam Driver playing Enzo Ferrari that came out recently. More basically, my point is that they're the ones. As all Buxton would say, when a kid draws a car, he colours it red, or she, or they colour it red. And look, I don't know if that's true, but you get the sentiment. It's like, you know, Ferrari, the red car, they're iconic, and Hamilton, iconic together. It just feels so right. It just feels so right, and you know, the photos are inspired. They are. It's like watching when you every photo he drops. It's like, is there a bad one in the camera roll? Is the kind of reaction I have. Um, it's just mental to me. He's back with Angela as well. It's just really got feel good vibes already going into the new season. I remember saying something in my predictions like, actually no, this was about Williams, but the point was essentially you've got such good drivers that it should just elevate everything else. Like if the liveries aren't nice for the Williams this year, when you've got this team, like they're never gonna be like, and I mean like properly nice, like one of the best in the grid. Like everything's just got to elevate. And already I feel like I'm seeing that. There's good vibes. Hamilton's there, looking like the Godfather, right? The helmets are nice. Like everything is just like lining up perfect. Like the helmets, chef's kiss, and I mean everything in the team. Leclerc's helmet is lovely as well. Um, you know, I think the race suit is the nicest it's been since like 2017. The shading of red is nice. It's almost like Hamilton walked into to like the creative team and was like, because I'm not going to be looking like a McDonald's worker, like how you've had, how you've been dealing with my boy for the last few years. You've been dressing them like, it's like he's done that. Like I said, he's back with Angela. If you're chronically online, you'll know that obviously he chucked her to the curb, and now they're back together. Match made in heaven. The coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it's just a grown man dressed in a red jumpsuit. Santa Claus, fuck off. We've got a new gift giver in town. Check your mirrors, son. Okay. A couple other things. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if it's in the title, but more predictions. Already, I've predicted the 2025 season. I predicted the 2026 driver lineup. I asked ChatGPT for his predictions, or hers. I don't actually think non-gendered AI. But let me just tell you something. ChatGPT, oh god, one of the stupidest. Is stupidest a word that would sort of be ironic? But God, it's stupid. It's good at plagiarizing your stuff, I guess. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, not good. So we're gonna take it with a pinch of salt. And if it somehow, after I've just said that, if it somehow beats me with its predictions, that's gonna be annoying. But we'll get to that after. I just want to cover over some of the other stuff first because Hamilton's not even done. This isn't even news. Hamilton's not even done anything yet. So many podcasts, so many F1 pages. Their most recent posts are literally just pictures of Hamilton in photos because they're all cold. They're all just so. Yeah, chef's kiss. I saw something a while ago about how it's kind of news that Verstappen, not like now, next year, but maybe next year, would be interesting going to Aston Martin. Is that really just because of Adrian Newey? Is it just like now's a good time to jump off this ship? Christian Horner was in that hot water not long ago. You're kind of like, yeah, don't know. Overstayed your welcome. Just want a challenge at least. He's been saying he wants that for a while. I just saw that recently and I thought, is this common knowledge? Is this something that's just been known to be the case, or have I missed something? I'm not sure. Another thing I saw, this is kind of old news as well. This is like a 2-week old post, so this isn't hot off the press. Esteban Ocon, apparently Alpine knew that he went to go test apparently mid-season with Williams because I guess he was maybe looking at that seat being Albon's teammate. He didn't have a seat at the time, obviously, because he got kicked out by Alpine, or he jumped ship, I don't know. And they knew that he went to go have a meeting and speak with Williams because he was driving an Alpine car, like an Alpine company car, which are tracked, apparently, which I don't know if that's divulged, if that's made known to you when they gift you these company cars, but they're tracked, and I don't know, some random guy in the back rooms who deals with that is sitting there just going, that's odd. Ocon's taken a different route home today. It's a bit strange. Actually, Alpine's base is probably in France or something in it. That's weird. He's been across the. He's gone across the channel. He's in the underground tunnel. He's just shown up in Dover. Bit odd. Let's keep an eye on that. A couple hours later. Where is he now? Oh, he's Williams base. Oh, what do you reckon that's about? Nothing. I wouldn't look into that too much, mate. It's probably just seeing a mate or something. Oh, well, his car's been parked there for about 4 hours. It's not moved. Not the best look. But then also, if it's not known that your car gets tracked, how do you bring that up, or do you just not bring it up? Because it's like when someone's been cheated. Well, this is it's not like this is exactly what it is. It is this when someone's been like cheating, and you go through their phone, or you find out that they've done wrong, but through nefarious practices. Okay, with however you found this information, however you acquired it, I don't want to know. Okay, but you have, and it's like okay, they've done the wrong thing, but it's also kind of wrong. I've invaded privacy. I've held family members hostage. I've done some bad things here. It's kind of like, I want to bring this up, but how do I bring this up? And it's kind of like Ocon. We put trust in you, but also if he was doing this mid-season, was this before he got dropped, or was this like he was sniffing around? Because if he already got dropped, who gives a fuck? This is way less juicy. But if it was before he got dropped, and they're going to be like Ocon, why was you how we've heard through the grapevine that you've been maybe speaking to other teams. Don't ask how, we just know. It's a bit suspicious, like with how they've done that. And I don't feel like you should be tracking people without their information anyway. And if all of this is, on the day they gift you the car, they tell you, by the way, there's a little tracking device in there, Mission Impossible style. Cheers for the gift. I'm gonna drive my own car, and I'm especially gonna drive my own car when I'm sneakily going to see my sneaky link being Williams. And also, how heartbreaking must that be for Alpine? That's who that's who it is. Who is she then? Who is she then? This special woman you've been nipping out to see. You know, who is it that you can leave your wife and kids for? Who is it then? And then Williams walks through the door. I don't know if it's worse to get cheated on by like a 10 out of 10 smoke show or by Miss Trunchbull, but you know, Williams aren't having exactly been setting the world alight with their league positions. What do you call it in Formula One? They're usually dead last, plump last. So if they're sneaking off Williams, it's really got to make you look in the mirror a little bit more. And the other thing I actually want to talk about before I get into these predictions is a little bit of parasocialness, which we love here. It's a part of F1 Twitter, parasocial behaviours. These drive because I think with other sports, there's a lot of people to choose from. Or I watch other team sports. There's like 11 people each team, mate, and then there's subs, and then it's 20 guys in Formula One. It's very easy to like try and know everything about these people and really deep dive into their lives. But essentially, Pierre Gasly has been showing up to early day training with a buzz cut. And I saw this long thread which was essentially, proof Pierre Gasly has gotten a hair transplant. Yeah, if you're new to Formula One, these are what the pressing issues are. And I didn't disagree, by the way. But these are what the pressing issues are. It's a lot of this. If you didn't know, this is a lot of what it is. It's not a lot of talking about driving. It's, it's about the extra bullshit. And it's this long thread, which, I did read all of it, about like, how I know for a fact Pierre Gasly's had a hair transplant. And this is the thing, what people love. This is what parasocial Twitter loves. They love feeling like they're sleuthing, if I use that word right. They love to feel like detectives and lean into like I checked this and I checked who they're following and I checked, and it's like, she's going through all this different stuff, like he was spotted here and what are these lines on the back of his head, and he did this, and his family members and his cousins and his dad will have this headline, and he did this, and it's like, he's not had a straight hairline since he's been in the sport. He's now shown up for like the first day of training with a buzz cut and a straight hairline. That's the single image. The whole thread, because there's like an almost glorification, glamorization of being like a detective, or online you know, Benedict Cumberbatch, Watson, that guy. Why can I not remember what that guy is called? Sherlock Holmes, right? Online, that people want to make out like you didn't do anything. You didn't cook here. Pierre Gasly showed up with a straight hairline and a buzz cut. Yeah, he went to Turkey. It's not some big secret. We'll see how that we'll see how that transplant transpires though, because you know, you either get a good one or a bad one. You know, Rob Holding, good one. Andros Townsend, good one. Wayne Rooney, I've seen better. You know, so we'll see how that goes for Pierre. But you know what they say? If you look good. Wait, was it? You look you look good. You feel good, and if you feel good, you stick it on P3, stick it on pole. You know, I mean, the whole time you're driving, you got like a helmet on anyway, so whatever. But they do say that, you know, and I've got Gasly pinned on for big things this season. So that transplant, that's just sliced the odds in half for Gasly to win the drivers' championship this year. So unfortunately, if you didn't put that bet on before hair transplant, I'm sorry to say, but new trim Gasly is going to be a different animal. Now ChatGPT, if you don't know, it's this. I hate to say this, but piece of shit. Now I'm scared he listens at all times, and you know the last thing I want is robots taking over the world and me being first executed. That wouldn't be ideal. But piece of shit. Oh fuck, Google's right there as well. Oh no, they're teaming up. But basically, useless piece of technology. But I've asked it anyway because I need stuff to fill out the time for ChatGPT to predict the season for Formula One, essentially. And I've asked it basically, you know, give me the drivers 1 to 20 where you think they're going to finish, and tell me how many wins each are going to get. And we're going to go through it. Is it make more sense to start from 1 or start from 20? I think 20. We'll start at 20 down the bottom. Don't ask me why. I'm assuming. Here's the thing. I think ChatGPT is as good as a random number generator. But then again, it has got some knowledge to put people in the kind of right places. The reason I want to say random number generator is I just feel like I don't know what it's going off of to do what it's done here. Fernando Alonso in 20th place. I don't know if they know something I don't. Right, the little men who live in this computer, but they've put him last and they've put Stroll 19th. I thought, as far as I'm aware, you know, before that gaslighting session, is that like Aston Martin are on the up and they're doing good things, and they've got Newey now, and Verstappen maybe wants to go there and they're decent. Apparently, no. Forget everything you thought you knew. That's not true. Because last, it's not even like, oh, I just think Alonso's going to be terrible and retire from the sport. It's like, no, that. But also, this is what I don't get. It's like, fair enough, you think for whatever reason that Aston Martin is going to be the worst car on the grids, fine, but you think Stroll will be better at it. That's ballsy. I kind of like it. Going up from there, we've got Albon, so kind of back to normality. They think Williams next, and then they got Sainz in 17th. Going up from there, they got Bortoletto, and then Hulkenberg. This all seems kind of fine, apart from the Alonso and Stroll of it all. 16th and 15th. Like, it's not what I would do. I would have those two bottom, but it's like, it's acceptable, I feel like, for predictions to kind of be going like this, aside from the bottom two so far. Then going up from there, in 14th, they've got Sonoda, which, yep, can confirm that's weird. That's behind Hadjar. Don't know what you're playing out there. That one's a bit odd. Again, like, it's what makes you think it's just like completely random as fuck. Because why would you put? And I'm not gonna. I could probably find what their reasoning was, but what reasoning do they have to be like Sonoda will finish behind Hadjar? I can't even remember what his first name is. Going up from there in 12th, they put Ocon behind Behrman in 11th. I would actually get on board for that. I wouldn't mind if that one happened. And then going into the top 10, they put Doohan 10th, which is... Look, One thing I will say is up until this point, it does change, but they've put all the teammates directly next to each other, I think. And sticking with that rule to a T is what's going to kill them. I hope. Because doing in 10th just behind Gasly in 9th is dirty, dirty work. And in 8th, they've got Antonelli, which actually might be where I put him. So, fair play. In 7th, they put Lawson. In 6th, they put Piastri. In 5th, Russell. 4th, Norris. 3rd, Hamilton. 2nd, Leclerc. 1st, Verstappen. They said Verstappen would get 13 wins, which may be just what he got last season, which is very lazy. So, Leclerc 4 wins, Hamilton 3 wins, Norris 2 wins, Russell 2 wins, Piastri 1 win, Lawson 1 win. Now, I've heard good things about Ferrari this upcoming season. And like I just said about this Hamilton, they got this feel-good factor. They got this shiny little Pokemon sitting on one side of the garage. And I just feel like everything's just going to be elevated. You get that kind of person walking in the dressing room. It's like you're in a relegation battling team, but then you sign some big hotshot from like a league above, coming to the end of his career, but he comes and joins, but he's a big person in the dressing room. He just lifts things, you know? So I could see a world where Ferrari... I mean, are Ferrari the now-done favourites for the constructors? Big reason Red Bull didn't win it is because Perez basically wasn't there. How much better is Lawson going to be than Perez? I guess Red Bull are an option. McLaren could win it again. If they can match what they did last season and even be a little bit better, refine it a little bit, they're obviously an option. And I guess Ferrari have the best lineup, right? By far. They've got Hamilton and Leclerc. They've got like the new and the old. And they had that before with Vettel. Oh my God. I just imagined a world where this is even close to Vettel and Leclerc. God, like, I never really knew Vettel like that, man. But it would be sad as fuck to see Hamilton get slaughtered by Leclerc week in, week out, for that car to be shite. But let's not think about that anymore. Yeah, so they've had that new guard, old guard. But this one just feels premium. This is premium Wagyu steak beef. And, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I guess Verstappen is still the favorite. I mean, is he the favorite? I don't know. I've not watched a single other prediction video. I don't know if like people are predicting Verstappen to win across the board. But like, I don't know, man. I think there's so many possible. I can see worlds in which Leclerc wins, Norris wins, or Hamilton wins the driver championship. I have no idea if I don't think Merc are going to be involved. Obviously, I can see a world in which Verstappen wins as well. But it's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. We're on the countdown really to the new season. I think the new season's mid-March, which we're still like 40 days away, I think. But we're slowly chugging our way there. This was a very laboured episode. You can probably tell I've been squinting a lot. I've been moving around a lot. I've had probably a slightly different energy, but we've got to get these done, and we've got to keep pumping these out. So, yeah, thank you. We've got Hudson. We're going to the end. Thank you very much. Forza Ferrari.